Welcome to 1407 Great Mountain Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. Today we have the AKPC. We got Master Jarl. We got Sterling Silver. We got 1407. We're talking about X-Men this week. It's been kind of a nice week, fellas. How we do? First of all, how you doing? How's your mental health? It's been a crazy week.
Doing fine.
Same here, man. Got some good comments. Keep us going.
Yeah, even X-Men 97 was good this week. They made fun of Knights of X, Swords of X of Swords, and they just did it in like a couple of panels. It was great.
It was great. I love 97. It's a great comic.
It's a fun book. It's fun.
It is.
Yeah, I can do fun.
So this week we have Immortal X-Men, X-Men Red, and Legion of X.
Yes.
Two of these are part of the current Judgment Day. I'm not calling it Axe. Okay, that's just silly. I'd rather call it Judgment Day. No, not to be confused with Terminator. Okay, let's get with the worst first. Legion of X.
It probably. It was. I thought we're finally getting answers and progression. Nightcrawler is one thing I really liked was that we finally got more of a. So it seems like you can have whatever religion you want in addition to the spark, because Nightcrawler apparently still believes in Jehovah. He still believes in the Christian God, because he's banging what's her face, and he's having like after sex talk every night.
He's having religious pillow talk
every night, and on the fourth night, he's rolled over and he's like he says something about believing in God still. So you can believe in the spark and have a different faith. So you could be like a Hindu and believe in the spark, I guess.
Apparently.
But also I feel like they're also they're trying, like with Nightcrawler, they're saying, hey, you've always could define yourself by your faith because you had nothing else. Like, who are you without your faith? And I'm starting to see what Spurrier's trying to say. He's like, with people of faith, like, who are you without it? And that's a really good question. I still hate the pot shots at Xavier every time. Like, Spurrier does not stop. He does not stop to give a pot shot at Xavier. He wants to just show like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Like, whoa, buddy, whoa. But I do like that.
Started from Hickman though. Hickman started it.
No, it's weird. Like, it just kind of like, it comes off as hateful. It comes off as really hateful. I don't.
They made a really good point with Nightcrawler in the booty talk.
The booty talk.
They said something on the lines of because he's trying to tell her that you can have a better life and whatnot by joining the Krakoan way type thing, and she states that like your faith is a weapon. You use your faith as a weapon to help others or harm yourself.
Or indulge yourself. Like, you figure out what rules that you can break. Yeah, I saw that.
Basically implying that it's not pacifism because you're being selfish, but you're trying to hurt yourself. Your faith is a weapon. I don't know. I'm butchering it, but she made a really good point.
Also,
got him thinking.
Yeah, and like the whole, who's this hidden god that's doing all this stuff? Like,
still a little
sounds like Loki.
How is Mother Perilous involved in all this still? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Because it turns out the secret god, Sterling, is this is what he calls himself.
All right, I'm listening. Let's hit me.
So he's not the god of mischief. He made it a point. I'm not the god of mischief.
Okay.
I am the chimera of all gods or something. Shit, I'm butchering it. Fuck, I just had it in my head. You know what, Elroy? What do you call
Yeah,
himself?
it's weird. I don't like it. That's what I feel. That's how I feel about it. Like I don't like it.
Basically,
It's weird.
I saw I butchered it. Yeah,
No, no,
I'll
Okay.
no.
look it up
It's
later.
fine. It's
All
fine.
right. So what? He just kind of has a piece of every god.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's
For
not a
those
god of mischief, but he
little
has
little spoiler for those who haven't watched Love and Thunder. So who is he basically just like what's it called? It was called like Omni City. So he's just Omni City, but just as a person.
basically
Essentially,
Loki
yeah.
porn. He has at one point they say he has the balls of Osiris, and I didn't see any balls on him, so I don't know where those balls are. But he has the balls of Osiris.
What's with the
maybe they're inverted testes.
that's he's a Ken doll.
Basically every god. Yeah, one of the ones that sounded Wakandan. I can't remember the name, but
No, but
so
like
yeah,
I'm still
primarily
getting American God vibes from this. Like, oh, you have to believe in me in order for me to have power. I'm like, get off Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman did it better, Spurrier. Stop.
No. The American God stuff is gonna come when Hickman comes back again to Marvel to do some what has been described as like Marvel's Sandman. I'm like, well, oh boy, here I go reading again.
No,
they put in the fail safe though. They did establish the American gods rule where belief empowers gods, but they also established that can become so powerful that you don't need faith no more.
Yeah, it's like you become like a literary device. I believe that's what they called it last time.
And I
yeah.
feel like that's the case with this god. Like, I don't think the Iraqians worship him, and the few random scavengers he gets to worship him, I don't think is enough. So he's probably just so powerful he doesn't need worship no more. So ultimately, at the end of the comic, Nightcrawler convinces him that we both need to believe in ourselves instead of other things.
In the middle of his
so
pillow talk.
So what? So they became so they both became Gladiator then.
Basically.
and yeah, it seems like this god might be getting sanctuary on Krakoa, and he has some heralds.
Is he a mutant?
One herald is Banshee.
Kinda. It's not really like
Maybe.
it's
Or Perilous, or Mother Perilous is involved too. I don't know.
it's
I don't
it's
know.
really
It's a little
confusing.
confusing.
There's so much.
So Banshee's calling himself the
Oh,
Herald.
yeah, he's a
of the Spark.
ghostwriter now too, apparently.
Yeah,
He's a
he's like a
ghostwriter.
blue. He's like a blue flaming skull thing going on with him right now.
I was looking on Instagram and somebody put up this story that issue 1 of Legion of X totally unreadable, 2 decent, 3 unreadable. Like the even the even issues are ones that you can understand. The other ones are just like the sproutings of a madman.
This one was good though. I think.
I understood it a bit more. I'm just like, God, he just like, can he just teach a philosophy class? Because he's just like, there's so many ideas that he's not really focusing on one. But nice little cameo from Chamber though. I like that.
Yeah, I did see. I was sifting through it because I was just like, wait, is this connected to anything? So I was going through it. And I was like, how? I was like, well, one, I was like, oh, okay, Nightcrawler. Well, that I forgot what her name was, but like, I was like, oh, she actually like
Zen.
made good on.
Oh, weaponless.
Huh?
Oh, weaponless Zen.
Yeah, weaponless Zen. Yeah, she made good on her promise of like wanting to have sex with Nightcrawler. Like, good for her. Like she made it like she made a goal.
She's
like
a go-getter.
She's a go-getter. and then so I saw that, and I also like what we're talking about, and I also saw that Chamber popped back up. Like, okay, cool, and he got a new outfit too. So it's like, all right, nice.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Somebody remembered
Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler apparently is like, at least to her, is like the ideal image because she keeps like doing like a picture frame
Right,
looking at
I
him.
saw that.
So it's like she views him as like being like the ideal image of a man. Like so he's like the Justin Bieber of the mutant world.
Don't do that to him.
It's only a matter of time. I like how so for who specifically is the ideal man Justin Bieber? I want to know. Like in your world, who's the like Who like
was
which
actually
which
thinking of that.
which demographic were you referencing when you
The
just said that?
Canadian, his Canadian side. We all got this,
Well,
right? That's what I
So
got.
they got like Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling. No,
no,
Justin Bieber. That like
Jim,
that's the
no,
guy.
but
Jim
all those
Carrey.
people are so tall. Nightcrawler is not tall. He's a really short
Wait, but
guy. So I was thinking,
so for the Canadian standard, tall is not ideal.
Right.
no, I was thinking for Nightcrawler. Like if they think that his appearance is the ideal appearance for attraction, I was trying to think of a celebrity that would be our representative of that. But I don't know. It's
Okay,
fine.
I
I
was
went Justin Bieber.
I was just curious. It's just like who is Canada? Like who is Canada's heartthrob? And not if it's Justin Bieber, Justin Bieber.
Seth Rogen. I don't know.
Oh God.
I'm trying to. I'm just trying to think of like Canadians, and now most of them are wrestlers.
Michael Cera.
That's too mean. Don't do that to him. That's rough, man. Oh God, now I can see it. Hey, Guten Tag. I think like I don't want like.
Okay, there we go.
Oh God, that's
So
rough.
that's Legion of X.
Yeah.
So if you're
So
reading
let's get to the meat. Let's get to,
Yes.
We already had the vegetables. Let's get to the ice cream. Immortal X-Men or X-Men Red, because there's a lot.
Say Immortal X-Men first. I have more to talk about with X-Men Red than Immortal X-Men. Not saying that's bad, just saying like
Okay, Immortal X-Men.
yes.
Okay, why this issue made Exodus my favorite member of the council. He's the most interesting.
They didn't do what I thought they were going to do, though.
Yeah, that's true. I can say that too. Yeah, like it wasn't what I expected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, like this guy is a knight. Like everybody likes to think, oh, he's some like religious freak, religious zealot, but no, he's a knight with a purpose. He's really close to kind of like the Thor.
No, that's what a zealot is, though, because like a zealot, like because he like no matter what, he keeps the thing that I hope we was like. I kind of feel like he should have either been in Knights of X or he should have even been in Legion of X. Is that once again, even though I didn't read that, I will take what you guys just told me. He's using his faith as a weapon and it's as a way to hurt himself because he legitimately he's just Messiah hopping. So that was very interesting to me.
Well, I mean, I get it. He thought it was Apocalypse. He found out what Apocalypse was trying to do, and he fought against it. And then
also side note, did you like the little movie tie-in? Oh, Black Knight and Cersei were a couple.
Oh yeah,
like, really?
Well, it was
but the images of Exodus were so cool. Just him in the desert, and like I was like, wow, he's kind of throwing me like a Moses thing. I'm digging it.
It was kind of pointless. I guess it was because they wanted Exodus to be the bulwark of the mutant weapon to fight the Unimind.
Yeah.
So they need Exodus to already have knowledge on Eternal,
right?
How the Eternals work
Cersei,
and function.
Right.
But they could have just telepathically taught him by someone else who is experienced with Eternals. Like they didn't have to do that. Because now I'm like, I feel like Cersei owes him. Cersei could easily have killed both of them. He spared their lives. She owes them one, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Even though like death doesn't mean anything to Cersei, so if it would, it means more to like the fact that he didn't kill that specific Black Knight. I will say another thing though. When I was reading this, I was thinking two things. The first thing is, dang, I really wish Corey was here because they're making a lot of references that I know that he would appreciate. The second thing is, this wholeheartedly, almost word for word verbatim, reminded me of what Scott Lobdell talked about when you interviewed him. And I was just like, wow, this is almost like on point. Like I'll see in my head canon, obviously, because you know everything I say is right. I was like, it's almost like the writer went and like looked at your video and was just like, that's not a bad idea.
Hey, we just connect the dots. We don't do head canon. We connect the dots. Like it's right there. Right. Like head canon.
I thought that was interesting. It's just kind of weird, right? It was kind of weird though. So it's just like the imagery was pretty cool, you know. Like Emma Frost is the shield and Hope is the sword. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And like, so they took they took this form to fight the dragon. I'm just like, so that's kind of funny though. So it's like, okay, so in their minds, they look at the Unimind as a dragon. I'm like, I kind of wanted to see it on the other end. It's like, it's just ones and zeros. Like, huh?
Yeah,
Well, that's unfortunate.
that is interesting.
And
Oh, I
I feel
really.
like
Oh, go for it. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's worth mentioning real quick that because like I've watched a lot of reviews on this stuff, and a lot of people missed it because a lot of people are claiming that it was 3 mutants took on the Unimind, which it might not be a full powered Unimind to start with. Right? That's another thing we should probably discuss because a lot of the key members like Icarus weren't in that Unimind, so I don't know if it's a full powered Unimind. But so people are saying it's 3 mutants: Exodus, Hope, and Emma.
And Emma. Yeah.
Technically, Hope's not a telepath, though.
Well, she copied Exodus.
Yeah. She just got sync. No, sorry. Sorry.
Emma clearly communicates with like her daughters or something, and says summon a telepathic squad.
Yeah,
so
well, we saw that in
telepaths on the island.
We saw that in Acts Judgment like 1 because we saw like on I think it was Karen Gillian like because we saw multiple ones. As a matter of fact, Xavier was there too. We didn't see him. It was just like they just like Immortal X-Men just chose specifically to focus on Exodus, which is fine. I have no issue about that. But yeah, I get your point.
I kind of like how they're doing how Immortal X-Men's the whole setup is like we're seeing different perspectives and like one thing I think a lot of people miss was that like that a question that Sebastian Shaw's like oh Cersei, oh is she gonna be wearing those little skimpy outfits, and Kitty's like shut up Shaw. I'm like what, she didn't wear skimpy outfits. He was asking a question. No, and in that one
you on that
in that one part where Emma said like, oh, Cyclops probably has a plan, and Kitty said, God bless that nerd. I'm like, who are you calling a nerd?
Yeah.
You're a nerd.
I know it was kind of interesting. Yeah, I know they're still trying to not that he's trying. I forgot. I'm completely blanking on who's writing this. Is it Duke and who's writing this?
Gillian. Oh no, Judgment Day or this book.
No, Immortal.
Oh, Gillian. Gillian.
Yeah. Oh, I was Gillian too.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's really weird because Gillian wrote Judgment. I don't know why he didn't have more synergy then. That is kind of weird now. That's good. That's gonna make me relook at the issue. Okay, I did not know that, or like I did not know that at the time. But
it's okay. That's why we're here. We connect the dots.
I like the little things. Like basically, this was definitely a definitely a love letter to Exodus specifically. Oh yeah, right. We got to get into more stuff. Like there's some other stuff heading. So basically, Exodus saying that the X gene is actually a cross.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, I like how that works. Like, I think he froze.
You froze there for a second.
Where did I cut out at?
X cross.
The X is the cross.
Okay, so I'll just do it again. Yes, Exodus saw that that the X gene was actually a cross, at least in his mind, and I kind of like that kind. I kind of like that kind of. I don't want to call it dichotomy. I'm not a religious person by any stretch of imagination, but I like when like we get like these religious people, these religious nuts, or like I'll call them religious nerds. I think that's the best way to say it. To be respectful, like and how they kind of like see the world and justify it, like from like a religious perspective. So that was kind of cool. I will say specifically, like, you know, not granted this is like new now, but I mean, like with Wakanda, is like, is he just gonna be like, oh my god, they've been showing like they've been repping the X this whole time, and we just didn't know.
Hey, connecting the dots. No.
I like that in Exodus. One thing I didn't like though was he kept calling himself like the Pope of a new religion.
The Pope. I kind of wish he called himself the anti-Pope. I kind of wanted him to do that.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like the Pope.
Yeah.
Like it's like, and he explained it. I like how he.
At least Nightcrawler has formed his religion. Exodus hasn't.
I think his religion is following Hope though.
But he doesn't have a church. You can't call yourself a pope if you don't have a church.
I think he called himself I get what you're saying. But I believe in the issue he called himself the church. I think he said like I am the church. So I guess he's both the pope and the church.
Oh, wow. So he
It would
can't
have, I would
slow it
say
down.
specifically, like particularly with Catholicism, it would have been better if he was just like, I am like the Holy See, like I'm supposed to interpret this, like that makes more sense. But this is kind of where I'm like, well, you know, like Gillen kind of wants it both ways. He wants it to be like he wants it to be adherent to Catholicism specifically, but also he wants to do his own thing. I'm like, well, that's where it doesn't really work because for people who really know about Catholicism, like there's just some things that will not work, and you're trying to like kind of squeeze it, not squeeze it. You're trying to make it fit, and it just won't
Yeah.
do so. But I don't like. I get your point entirely, but like that's just the thing about metaphors. They just kind of don't. At a certain point, they just don't work.
I don't really care if he changes or if he has contradictions. I just want to know what he's up to. My biggest problem with this comic was that they were juggling too much. Every previous issue of Immortal X-Men, we got a reasonable idea what each of the Quiet Council members is planning and what their objectives are. I don't know what he's planning, and I don't know what his objective is.
No, I think he just wants to. I think he just wants to be a force. Like he showed like this is Krakoa. I'm here to protect it.
I know. Wait till you see. I can't wait. I can't wait to see like Storm's perspective and Nightcrawler's perspective in this comic.
Oh, right. I'm really curious to see what Charles's perspective is.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's like also Kitty.
What?
Hmm?
Perspectives of what? Sorry.
Oh, like we're just saying that it kind of seems like each issue is kind of like focusing on a specific member of the Quiet Council. So I can't wait for like I actually am looking forward to Storm's perspective. Like we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious. Like I said, I am curious what Charles' perspective too. I really wanted. Let's see. Is there anyone like Exodus was very important? Like not important. Like that was very interesting to me because I'm just like I can't say I don't. For me to say I don't like him, it doesn't mean I dislike him. But just like I just don't have any feelings towards him. But it did get me interested. Right. So I am curious to see like how else they're gonna go with that.
Also,
this one I'm worried it's getting a bad trend of not getting into too much detail, juggling too much. Go ahead.
All right, so we still got Colossus, Kate, Nightcrawler, Storm, Mystique, Shaw, and Xavier.
Yeah.
Next week is Shaw. Apparently, next one is Shaw.
Yeah, the Black King.
But I'm ready. I'm ready to see what Shaw. What I want ready to get inside his head a little bit, and because we already seen Sinister. He's an asshole. Destiny. She's kind of useless. Like she's kind of like a GPS that keeps on readjusting. Like you go this way, readjust, make a U-turn. And then once you make the
Emma Frost was that the Emma Frost one I feel like was I almost want a second go at that because it was her mindset at a very specific like it was for the gala. So I feel like the gala took over. I was like I kind of want her without it being like an event, even though funny enough like the X's comic was also an event. So I'm like man.
But also I don't like have you guys kind of noticed how they've been kind of making Emma seem like she's the patron saint of Krakoa, like she's doing it for
they do they've done that. Yeah, they do that for characters.
No, well, yes, you're right, but I would say particularly the patron saint of like orphans.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
They're making the fact that she would do anything for children her one redeeming quality.
Yeah,
I think. I don't think I don't think they're pushing any other. They're not making her like a nice person to have dinner with or someone who you want to loan money to. But if you're an orphan,
she'll loan you money.
Which is interesting because funny enough, let's say I can't say that he's like the patron saint, but like one of the last times I remember Shaw doing something very like interesting, like character wise, it was actually first of all it was in New Mutants, and it was when he went to like was it like something I don't want to say like something Verde for sure, and he was like I'm gonna take it like because he was talking to those twins, those albino twins. And he basically went there and established that you don't mess with the X-Men trading company. And like I just remember that because it seemed like he was doing that because of what happened to the children. So
and also like he was part of Hope's group, the Lights or something for a minute when he had amnesia or something. That was
the Lights. I thought the Lights was like it was Velocidad, Transonic, Ouya, which we haven't seen her in a while. No, Ouya, I believe that she. Yeah, she's in Sabretooth. Yeah, I meant like sorry, I meant in can like not canon. I meant in like something important. And let's see, the last one was sorry. So yes, it was Transonic. Oh yeah, no, it was I forgot his name, but he was basically supposed to be like Tetsuo Akira. I forgot the guy's name. I want to say Kenji, but I'm not too sure about that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look that up. But
yeah, but I remember the Five Lights. Oh yeah, sorry, there was another guy too. I think it was like name was like Tachyon. He just kind of reminded me of Wild Child.
Oh yeah. Okay. The group was wow, that
Yeah, I know.
it's just Generation Hope.
Yeah.
That was just a bad name.
Yeah, I know.
Just that's a terrible.
Don't forget, man. Hey, there was a comic. There was a whole series. Like it was Young Avengers Children's Crusade. I'm like, oh, come on. So, I mean, that was an actual thing that happened in history, but I'm like, it's not that cop out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at them.
Yeah, that was the 5.
The 5. Oh, yeah, the 5. Yeah, I'm excited. Immortal X-Men.
Zero. Yeah, that was his name. His name was like his mutant name was Zero.
The mutant name. I love that. I love these mutant names.
I wish we got a little bit more with the assassin. Yeah. We still have an assassin running around the place and probably didn't leave.
It was really throwing me off though, because like I gotta go back and check, but I don't remember Wolverine having that much damage. Like I don't know, like I'm not a doctor or a surgeon, like, but I don't see how getting 3 stabs here makes you bleed from the mouth. Like that's kind of weird.
Oh, maybe that's his lung.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I know, but like the lungs here, but he's like, I mean, maybe, but he's like this, but it looks like it's mainly in his shoulder. So it was just throwing me off.
Maybe poison.
Maybe.
Maybe something celestial.
I don't know. It's I see what you say. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then how Wolverine just kind of like how he explained it, like, I didn't smell you. I smelled the blood. You didn't clean the blade after you killed Egg. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's not the only tracker on that island.
Well, that was a good way.
No, he's not the only tracker on the island though.
I think he was like the one closest though, because I think they were getting like some of them were getting
the one who's closest. I feel like he should be one of the captains at this point. No,
are you really telling me that when we know in one of the futures he's one of the only mutants to survive to the end?
Someone else that encountered that people underestimate Wolverine's martial arts skills. He's able to go toe to toe with people of thousands years of experience.
Hey, we seen him go toe to toe with Silver Samurai. Silver Samurai's a martial artist.
Yeah,
and Gorgon. He fought Gorgon too.
That too. And he can go up against Captain America. I mean, Rogers. No, bro, I'm not gonna say Captain America. I go. He don't deserve that name. Now, okay, so how are we feeling about Immortal X-Men? Like, good.
I feel like I liked it. It is, I almost call it a tie issue, but it is still an event comic, but it actually gave me some substance to Exodus. I am still curious about the whole thing with, like, in a different future, he becomes just like a giant entity that I guess consumes Mr. Sinister. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen with that.
MJ,
but yeah, I like the comic. Legion. I like the comic for what it was.
MJ, that was not Legion. That was Exodus. Just everything about it just tells you that's Exodus.
Even in this comic, Legion's hair was up like this. So don't tell me that it didn't look like Legion.
No,
the only thing you had was shoulder pads. The only thing you had was shoulder pads.
The wings, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing you had. The hair was Legion.
And who else did Sinister get that mouthy with?
Yeah, I see that now. It wasn't exactly explicit, especially with the whole God thing. We were learning that in Legion.
Would you believe in Legion? No. That's basically having Loki on a bunch of party drugs, and he can just kill everybody in the building at any point. No, Legion is
that's possible though. We learned that if I'm wrong in my theory, and we'll get that in next comic, he's turned out he wasn't that powerful.
Legion. You just love Legion. Legion.
Let's get into it. So X-Men Red.
X-Men
Yes,
Red.
X-Men Red.
Wow. Uranos, he ain't shit. He's a dick. He's a total dick. He thinks he's Shook Knight. Just rolling in, just laughing at everybody.
I don't know if you read the panel. I don't know if you read it, but how much do you think of his forces do you think Uranus used?
I think he said like I saw the map that they showed. I don't think he used all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I could probably pop it up in a second, but I don't think it was like all of it. Yeah, I don't think it was even a majority. How much did he use?
0.3%.
Yeah, there we go.
0.3% of his death machines he wrecked house.
Okay. All right. You're like, get me Sync, Hope, Fabian Cortez, get me some
literally Sync, Hope, Manifold.
Yeah, Manifold, Monarch.
The Great Ring for the first time potentially in their history combined their powers into one to fight Uranus. And it didn't seem like Uranus was using machines to fight the Great Council. It kind of seemed like
they were Captain Planet. They were the
he did use one because he used a robot fist to punch the eye.
Right.
Yep.
You're right.
Let's point this out. It wasn't the full ring because Iska is a bitch maid. And
no, and what Uranos did to the he basically Chris Brown that eye.
Right. But didn't kill it because it was still alive.
I'm disappointed
black though.
Because Iska should have went blue. It kind of going against my whole thing.
Yeah.
I always thought depending on the people she gets turned to would change her color to symbolize that people. But now it just seems like she reverses colors. She's red skin when she's good, black skin when she's
it's even weirder now because like
see you said it. It is a thing.
It's even weirder now. Yeah, you're gonna get cooked for that. But anyway, it's good.
That's the name of the tagline. Black skin turn black skin.
But Iska's weird though because her whole thing is like the whole she can't lose. So Nightcrawler teleporting her into the water, that's not a loss because he took her out the fight. I guess it's just a stalemate. Or like why would he even be able to teleport her away?
Also, but we saw some really great moments in this book. We saw Cable uses the biggest gun he had. It's basically the size of an apartment.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work.
One thing I found interesting about Iska's powers was that the moment it took for her to switch sides, it's just kind of interesting because it wasn't Uranus showing up. It wasn't the moment that the Eternals let Uranus out of his prison. It was the moment she learned that they were coming. So the moment Nightcrawler teleported into the Great Ring tells them that shit's coming, that's the moment she switches. So the moment she learns she's about to fight a force that she can't fight, that's the moment she switches.
She was plotting before. Yeah.
She did that before with at the end of X of Swords. She just flipped. That's her. Her new name should not be. Her name should not be Iska the Unbeaten. It should be Iska the Opportunist, Iska the Bitch Maid, Iska the Flip Flopper. That's her power. She flipped.
Also,
do we think Uranus would have spared her? If Uranus killed everybody on a rocker, would he have spared her?
I think that's what's getting a little frustrating about her quote unquote power is that like we're like anytime it comes like it seems to be problematic, like they'll just take her away and not deal with it because so basically whatever happened is that Iska knew that fighting this person would not like she would not win the fight, but joining him, she would win the fight. But then she got teleported away. Oh, maybe that's what happened. Maybe specifically, since now I got to do the headcanon again. Maybe specifically, she was going to win the fight by hurting the other team, making Nightcrawler take her off the board. Thus, she won because she didn't fight.
Oh, and remember the
yeah, that's it. That's
prophet,
the best thing I can say.
The seer, the one who
yeah.
who doesn't talk. He knew. Apparently, they knew that Iska was going to kill them the entire time. And they were just waiting. It's like, in a minute now.
Yeah, because that was weird too. Yeah, because he's a prophet. Yeah, he just like they. I don't know. I forgot what they said exactly. It's like it's not like absolute, but it's pretty much like 98% like true.
She might be the only one to have died on the Quiet Council. I mean, on the Great Ring.
I think so. Yeah.
She doesn't. She just not that she doesn't speak. Tarn took her tongue.
Right.
I don't think she's dead.
No, I don't think she's dead.
So,
Tarn took her
tongue. Tarn took her tongue, but not that I'd ever seen her have a tongue, but snakes have tongues, which leads into my theory that we see two people always around Idla. I don't know how to say the name.
The snake thing, yeah.
The precog. We always see two people. So I think the Omega level precog is the snake, and it's like a cipher situation where we have a Iraqi to like translate. Why
we had Red Root for that. They had Red Root for that, but they're still in.
Red Root's gone.
No. I'm not saying she's in the crooked market.
No, I get you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a similar situation where she needs a. So if the snake is the mutant, she would need a translator to speak Iraqi.
Right.
So she would have her own Iraqi mutant to translate herself for her. And then Tarn took the snake's tongue, so the snake is even harder to speak or something.
Okay,
I don't know.
That would be interesting. So there's that. I made a joke about this and it turned out to be true. I was like, how funny is it that in X-Men Red number 4, Sunspot was gonna take Wrong Slide to Araco just for it to get invaded, and then that totally was a panel like
Like, we only been here an hour.
Like they held the line too.
Yeah, they said they were. Yeah. They said they held. Oh yeah. Also, what a weird what a weird cameo by a Nova of all people. It's like, oh, that's
Well, it's how
I don't know if
he loves space Marvel, so like But just
he
like
joined Abigail Brand.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. No, but like
he killed,
Nova, just like the cops in a horror movie, was useless.
Now that being said, there's some person I kind of wish was there. I wanted to see them because I know they're somewhat on the planet somehow. I kind of wanted to see Thunderbird.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah.
There's a few people still, I guess. The Iraqis are picking themselves up, and if I'm right, and only 10,000 died, which seems like a really small number.
Right.
They're still going to pick themselves up from this. So at the end of the issue, we have like the Night Council waking up.
Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Or Fisher King.
Yeah. It's been acknowledged that he is part of the Shadow Council.
The Night
Council. Night Council.
I'm happy about that. Yeah. So now the big question is, how did Magneto survive getting impaled? And I got some theories, but I'm going to say I was a little bit disappointed how that kind of happened, because I kind of wanted Al Ewing to just be like, no, this is happening. This key player's out. How are you going to deal with this? But somehow, some way, he survived. It's kind of like somehow Magneto returned.
I really liked how he was throwing his all. He was like, "Yo, my man, throw on a beat," and he just made all that metal like. I'm like, right. Whoa.
Well, it was him and Cable. Like they were using mutant technology to take it together.
Right.
Yeah. Magneto. So it could be simply that Magneto kept himself alive using that's one theory going around. Blurred without fear. That's what he believes is that he was creating like a electromagnetic heart from himself.
Like a pacemaker.
I'm thinking maybe the Kingfisher guy maybe has something to do with it.
or maybe he just moved his organ, like, because he can control, because Magneto can control blood, like, so maybe he just moved the organs that he needed to away. But I think specific, I don't know. I gotta go back and I don't know if like the guy actually took his heart out, or if he just like punched him and then just like took it out, or took his fist out. I have to go back and see.
It's I'm gonna have to do that too.
The
It's
Rockies imply that they have a
crazy.
healer. They
It's
imply that they have a really good healer because the one of the craziest ones that Uranus let live is the eye girl.
Yeah,
He just poked a hole in her eye and then
yeah,
let
pretty
her
much.
bleed around.
Yeah, pretty much
Um,
from not double tapping is what's going to like be the end of of Uranus. It's because he didn't check his work. He didn't double check his work. He didn't do spell check.
he's
imply
like,
that
I
the
don't. He's
healer
like,
to 100% good.
he's like, one take. I don't need it. I don't need anything else.
It actually stems to my theory that I was going to reference before we started, but I stopped myself. So
Yeah,
I have a theory that Uranus isn't loyal to the Eternals, and so in 20 minutes he defeated everybody. Everything was defeated in 20 minutes. We then get a panel where we were told he just kills everything within a 50-mile radius. So I'm led to believe he walked in a circle for 40 minutes. No,
or maybe his
no.
machines
he
did
took
that.
he took a
Maybe his
walk.
machines did that, but not Uranus. Uranus didn't sit on the ground for 40 minutes. He didn't walk in a circle for 40 minutes. He went and did something for those 40 minutes. They made it very clear to tell us timeline what he was up to in this 40 minutes of missing time. He went and I think he heard Legion told him something, and then that's what he went and did.
Maybe that would explain the. Well, I don't know, because the way I have to go back and read it again. So yeah, I have to do it like because the way that is true. Like it didn't show us him actually fighting, but that's the way he said that. It seemed like he actually did fight. Legion. I wanted to get into. Huh?
For one, the Eternal Machine. You can't be disloyal. The moment you're disloyal, the Eternal Machine kills your brain. So if the moment Uranus turns against the Prime Eternal, the Eternal Machine will shut off
have one of the most powerful telepathic people on the planet, or like, well, yeah, on that planet. And yeah, because specifically what I liked about it is that Legion said outside, and he just meant, so I guess he just meant like in space.
Oh no. They left the Earth. Maybe they left the Earth. You're right about that.
Yeah.
They could have left. Eternal Machine seems like it can scan the entire solar system. No, I think they went to the astral plane. And in the astral plane, the Eternal Machine, we learned in Legion of X, the astral plane is telepathically protected. So I think they went there, they had a conversation, then Legion took the memories from him. So then when he returns, the Eternal Machine doesn't scan his memories and be like, you betrayed us. I kill you now.
No, it just in that one part with Legion, it really looked like he was gonna be Trunks, like Trunks against Cell, but it did not work. It didn't work.
Yeah, but there was no damage to him. Even the eyeball dude did damage to Uranus.
Yeah,
and I'm supposed to believe
Legion didn't do anything to Uranos.
No, but even Eyeball did damage. I'm supposed to believe Eyeball did damage to Uranus, but Legion didn't? No way.
We don't know what that. Yeah, well, we don't know exactly what Legion did, so that's the big issue. So maybe Legion tried something that just wasn't effective against him.
Maybe he tried talking him down or something, and then got stabbed in the back. But like, they didn't fight. That's what I know for sure, because he would have done at least some damage. He would at least took one drop of blood, whereas could Eyeball do
that would have been, yeah. But you know what? So they might as well just do all the hits. Yeah, when he comes back, you just see like a little bit of blood. He just goes, all that for a drop of blood. Like you might as well just keep using the lines.
Jeez. But like,
bring it all back.
Like this book had so much action in it. Like it was, you need to read the book a couple more times just so you can like. For me, I needed to read it a couple times just so I could digest everything because there was so much that was going on.
Yeah, and Abigail Brand died, so that was
hey, so maybe it's not
died.
I love this saying too. I love the quote we used. Abigail Brand tried to avoid resurrection protocol.
Right.
She failed.
She failed.
Trolling her.
I don't know why she didn't have television device on her at the time.
Actually, think about that though. This means they scanned her mind and they know what she's planning.
She might have a backup somewhere. No,
Yeah,
she might
no,
have. I think like in one of the, I think in Sword, I think they established that she has like backups for herself
They
that
had,
she uploads, something like that, or either that or she has like a secret log that will remind her what she's
oh,
they
doing.
okay,
have,
okay.
I think they have. I might be misremembering, but I think on Sword Station they have like their own mini resurrection
Yeah, something
protocol.
like that. I know,
Shit.
and back when X-Men Red was Sword, like they established something like that. So
Yeah,
Uh,
like, but
they-
like, I'm really surprised with all the telepaths around. No one has read her mind, and just to like, I mean, it's Abigail Brand.
she might
She
have
has secrets
dampeners.
on secrets on secrets. You wouldn't like,
She might have dampeners. First, actually, side note, I wanted to say this. Like, we're out. Well, okay, you know what? Maybe he's thought about this better than I have, which is good because he's the one that wrote it. So they destroyed Sword Station, so that's gone.
well,
Um,
killed everyone on it. They didn't destroy it.
I thought it blew up too.
They made it clear that they just killed all life on it.
Yeah,
That it was
because like
like,
that was good though,
it-
because like, well, that's good for them. Well, that's good for that's good for Uranos, because guess who would have been probably a great, even though he's not a mega level, who would have been a great counter for Uranos?
oh,
WizKid.
oh yeah, I didn't even think about him. No one does.
Forge too, though.
Hmm?
Forge too, though. Forge is Omega level
Forge just
techno,
maybe.
techno. I hate that one. Technopathic or whatever. Techno. It
He
controls
would need
technology.
time.
No, Forge is no. Forge is not a technopath. Like Madison Jeffrey says, like Forge, like he makes like machines. So he's like he uses like kinetic energy to like turn a machine to turn like so he turns kinetic energy into like into weapons. But he's not a technopath. I know it's kind of confusing. Like his power was one of the most confusing powers that ever got to like that I ever read. Like it took me years to like appreciate his power because I just couldn't grasp
Like
it.
he's somebody who would be great on a road trip. Like if your engine falls down, like breaks down, you're
Yeah,
with Forge, he'll
yeah,
fix it up.
it would, but that's even weird too, because like Forge, he can make something, but then not know what it does, so he'll have to break it down again just to figure out what it does. Like it's a really weird power. It's like it's really weird.
Can he hack though?
Can he? Oh, Sage can hack.
No, but
Yes.
it can forge. Like it does his power work where he touches the technology. He can kind of like become its master at all. No.
No, he's not a technopath.
Trinary
At least
can.
to my understanding, to my understanding, he's not a technopath. Like he just takes kinetic energy and he's able to like make it mechanical and like build stuff.
But Trinary can.
Yeah, Trinary too. I don't know what Trinary. I did see Trinary one time, like somewhere. It might have been an X-Men. It might have been a Legion of X, but we can forget about Trinary. We don't care about
Yeah,
I'm trying to bring her up every episode.
It would take it to Omega level to take on Uranus's control.
Sorry, I'm sorry. The way you said that, it will take him a mega level for that. Oh yes, he will.
Oh wow!
I'm not saying it any different way. That's how you pronounce the gas
I
giant.
thought it was Uranos but it has an O.
Uranos, yeah. Like
Yeah,
Uranos.
It's not Uranus. It's Uranos. It's kind of like how it's Athena, not Athena. You know.
Right. No, but like the way I always say Uranos. Uranos.
No, so now it sounds like you're trying to say urinal.
No, Uranos. Like oh well, yeah. Oh wow, it does sound like urinals.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But anyway,
I meant
can't
say
get away
your
from the
nose.
yeah. Just can't get away from the toilet humor.
I don't mean. I'm trying, okay.
Yeah, let me see his power.
Forges.
Showing me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to see. It just says okay. So it just says intuitive genius, superhuman intuitive talent for inventing mechanical devices. His main ability functions as perception, as he possesses the ability to visually perceive mechanical energy, the kinetic energy and potential energy present in the components of mechanical systems and action. I'm going to keep reading. Nope, there's nothing. Sorry, I'm on the Wikipedia for it. I'm on the Marvel database for him, but there's nothing that says that he can actually like. He's not a technopath though. So
okay, and another thing about Forge, he would have known about danger back at the mansion. So, you know.
No, he's not the maybe he's not the one that built but he's not the one that built the danger room. It was well first it was Xavier, then it said it was Beast.
Well, and it got all those upgrades with the Shi'ar technology.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, he would probably like if he was just like working maybe because like I said, if you want to say kinetic energy or like looking at potential energy, then maybe that's a way to do that. But I just like I said, his power is frustratingly complicated because you really have to, it's like a power where you can't visualize it immediately.
Right.
At least for me.
No, I the way I just say he makes things. Like he sees how things work. It's like did you guys ever watch Heroes?
Heroes, yeah.
Okay, you know how they had that the one guy, I think Skylar or Skylar. Skylar. He said like I see how a watch works, like the little pieces that make it work. That's how I
it's called intuitive aptitude. Yeah.
Right. That's how I envision Forge's power. So you can see how something works.
Except well, no, that's well, yes and no though, because once again, Sylar is like I look at how it works, but like Forge, like I said, Forge can make something, but not know how. Like so he can make it first, then break it down because he doesn't know what he made, and then he figures it. Then from breaking it down, then he figures out how it works. So it's kind of like an extra step for Sylar. Sylar's just Sylar. He can just like. I don't. It's been a while since I saw Heroes, but like I don't know if they like established that like all powers come from the brain. But Sylar would like rip your brain open and figure it out that way, and then he would have his brain like do the same things that like the other brain was doing. So that's how like he did most of his stuff, at least for powers.
People undervalue Forge though because it takes a level of like artisticness to create something that you don't think of.
And most X-Men fans don't like him because he dropped Storm. He was on some pimp shit. Hey, will you marry me?
I will say that's like, like that's still one of the weirdest, and even for X-Men, that's still one of like the weirdest pairings. I just kind of I don't even know who wrote that, but I'm just like, okay, that was just Claremont
wrote it, and then Warren Ellis.
No, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but Claremont is not infallible, and like the Storm Forge relationship is a prime example. Like
what he said about Wolverine, he said that Wolverine and Jean are soulmates. Like, Wolverine is in love with Mariko, Jean is passionately in love with Scott, but they can only be together like 150 years because Wolverine he'll outlive Mariko, and Jean will outlive Cyclops, and like.
How would Jean outlive Cyclops? That's the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like if you're using it, like the Phoenix is not Jean. That's the biggest like gripe I have with people. Like she's not. They are two different things.
Talk to Grant Morrison. He said like I was always the Phoenix.
I will talk to Grant Morrison. As a matter of fact, Grant Morrison. I like if I ever talk to Grant Morrison, I'll tell them specifically, hey, how they work out with Zorn? Oh yeah, you mean that character that wasn't supposed to be a character, but now they're a character?
The Phoenix burns out all of its hosts eventually, but I can imagine you can live probably up to 1,000 years.
Scott is still the best host for the Phoenix, though.
That's true.
No one ever wants to give him his credit.
He may be best, but he still went crazy. Like I'll give you best, but they all go crazy. And he's
no.
MJ, is Echo going crazy right now?
MJ,
I'm not reading Avengers, so
MJ, you're my friend. But I'm going to say you are lying. Shut your face. Because remember, no, with respect. Remember, Cyclops didn't go crazy. He was pushed. He got all that aggravated assault from Xavier.
So that's still going. No, so that's still going crazy. But he had a big reason for doing so.
Yeah, like come on. Like, how would you feel if I kept on pushing you, say, you're stupid, and then you punch me? You're like, oh my god, you went crazy.
I think you might be justified summoning the Phoenix, whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when he got the Phoenix in his body, he controlled it remarkably well, but then he succumbed to it and became a villain.
He was fighting two battles at once, man.
He was fighting a psychic battle and he was fighting a physical battle. And honestly, I don't think anyone, when no one died except Xavier. Like he was being pretty chill, all things considered. Like
he was like, Xavier. Oh, come on. Xavier said, "I'm so disappointed in you."
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's not the best. That's not the best things you should say to a person who has like a strong entity. And but then
And he said, like, "I'm doing everything you wanted me to." Like, and to be fair, they were fixing the world, and the Avengers got butthurt because they had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
road to hell is paved with the more high ground.
Okay.
With good intentions
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
How it's saying.
with good intentions.
Okay. Okay. Cyclops took out Emma because she was going Dark Phoenix. He did the necessary thing, and
I don't think that. I don't know about that. I can't agree with you with that. He took her out because he needed more power. And she was gonna lose it.
She made all the mutants bow to her like a god. And Scott was like, "What are you doing? Where's
regardless, he still had more power though. That was part of it. Like he definitely had the motive of getting more powerful. Maybe he thought she was going to succumb fully, but he thought I could hold it all myself.
But also you gotta remember she did some really shady things while under the Phoenix. She was the one who told Namor to flood where the Avengers were, and what did he do?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But that's true. That's what the comic and the not movie coming out bring recast T'Challa. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you. You heard it here first.
And you see him in the trailer.
Huh?
It was.
They did recast them, and
we see his portrait in the trailer.
No, you see T'Challa at the very end.
We see his portrait because they killed his ass.
We don't even know how he died.
I know.
He didn't die. He's alive.
Oh, he died. Well, like in the movie, he did die. Like, because he got blipped, so he did die once. But they were just like, sorry, I know this is a tangent. Just think of no offense to Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace. Even though it's really, I'm really upset that of all people it had to be him. I'm just saying, just it could have been literally anybody else. Not saying I wanted that, but of all people, why him? But in the way you treated the comics, or in the movie, think about this: T'Challa's father died. No, excuse me. So first off, T'Challa killed his. T'Chaka killed his brother Nunjobu. And then T'Chaka gets assassinated by Zemo. And then T'Challa almost dies by Killmonger. And then he comes back just to get dusted. And now in the movie, more than likely he is just dead. And I'm just like, you got to be so you got to think he's only been he's only been king for maybe 3 years, because the blip, it would have been 8 with the blip, but he was gone for 5 years. So I'm just like, he's only been king for 3 years, and you as a company with the only, and I'm gonna be with the only leading at that time the only leading male black character, because we did not because we had Falcon, but he was not leading at that time.
We got War Machine, but he's not leading.
To kill him off, right? Because the actor died. And we're going to more than likely replace him with somebody else. And I'm just like, how does that make any sense? Even in the context of the movie, that makes no sense to me. But that's my little rant.
I mean, look what they did with the original War Machine. They switched it out. And
but he didn't. But Terrence Howard didn't die. Maybe if Terrence Howard had died, they would have just not had a War Machine. No, that's ridiculous. They would have done that.
No, that's what I mean. They didn't need to kill Black Panther. They could have just Terrence Howard him.
Or they could have just, honestly, no offense to like I said, I'm not gonna question. I am questioning Ron Coogler. They could have just said T'Challa's they could have literally just done the coach thing and be like, T'Challa is off world, doing and that's how we get the Empire Wakanda. They could have done a lot of things, but they actively chose not to have this character continue. And they would not have done that for anybody else. I really feel that.
Facts.
Oh, absolutely. Steve Rogers died after the first Avengers film. If the actor that played him, right, Chris Evans, he died after the first Avengers film. You think
they would have got Ryan Gosling?
They would have gotten somebody, yeah.
They would have got Ryan Gosling on speed dial.
Jeez, no, like heaven forbid Tom Holland died. You think they're like that? They're not gonna get another Spider-Man?
Oh, if anything, they'll give us Miles Morales.
And I mean Peter Parker. Maybe just maybe they would have gotten Miles. I doubt it, but maybe. Like I'd say like 35% maybe.
They would have done both.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, so in fact, yeah. So it would have been new Peter Parker Spider-Man and Miles. Maybe even
Tom
Gwen
Holland
Stacy
needs
too.
to die. No, I'm kidding. That's what you're saying? Tom Holland needs to die?
Well, he'd already died in the movies, but they brought him back. Same thing with like, let's see, I think maybe the only person they probably would not have recasted is Tony Stark. Maybe. Yeah. Because he started the franchise.
True. I mean,
no offense, just anybody else. If Mark Ruffalo died, we would have had a new Hulk.
If Scarlett Johansson died. Oh wait, she did die.
Who else we got? Hawkeye. We would have had another one. Who else we got? Geez, I'm just talking about main people. Thor is a little interesting. I think we no offense, but we probably would have got Skarsgård to be Thor. Like,
no. You probably would have gotten Portman sooner. We probably would have gotten we would have gotten Natalie Portman sooner.
Natalie Portman, well, yeah, you say that, but like then you look at what they did. Look what they did with her at the end of Love and Thunder. Like
I have not seen Love and Thunder.
Well, MJ knows.
Like I hear
I'm just saying it's funny. But anyway, so like I said, that's my rant. I'm just like I can't stop looking forward to the movie. It's going to be bittersweet, no matter what. But I wholeheartedly do not like what they're doing, and I just like I'm not going to be able to look at this movie with like a objectively critical eye. There's always going to be that nagging feeling like you are not doing this correctly. This is not. I don't want to sound like a child, but this is not fair. This is not like fair to the character. This is not fair to the fans.
Right.
This is a horrible tragedy, but you are not taking like the correct steps to do so. I just like you're doing a disservice.
Yeah, you're key. You made him die because of how the director and the cast.
You made him die because of reality, because of reality, and like and we use comics to escape reality. Like so, I'm just like, what the crap. But that's me. Who knows? Maybe in like, let's see, it comes out in November and we are in August.
Yes.
So so maybe in a couple of months or a few months like this, so we'll have all 7 people that will watch this be like, you were wrong, Silver. Like, but we'll see. I highly doubt it. I'm like 98% sure. Like let me say this. I'm 98% sure they're going to act like he's gone. I think eventually they'll bring him back. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a while.
Also, going back to X-Men Red.
Yes, sorry. Back to the real shit.
Yeah, right. What really got me at the end of this issue, I mean, other than Magneto keeping himself alive with his mutant powers, the name of the next book, the title of the next issue is The Hour of Magneto.
Hour of Magneto.
I'm like, what does this entail? I'm curious. Are you guys curious? Like,
maybe because everyone's made of blood, he's going to resurrect everybody by just using like the blood of his fallen comrades to like bring them up.
Well, I think he has 1 hour type thing, like maybe like because I don't know if he can keep himself alive forever. If he is keeping himself alive by himself and it's not Kingfisher doing this or something, he probably can't sustain himself forever. So he needs to get his heart repaired. That leads into one theory I have is that what is the Kingfisher's power? So he calls himself weaponless, but we know that doesn't mean you don't have a power.
Yeah, maybe, you're right. Maybe it's not, instead of a weapon, he has like just like his thing is resurrection or something like that. So it's not like a weapon, but it is a tool.
Yeah, or time travel. I'm thinking time travel. I'm thinking maybe he can reverse time, and because like the idea is that maybe the Night Council has a failsafe for if they ever lose, they can just go back an hour.
I'm sorry. I'm going through this book again right now.
You're good, man.
Just
also, side note, let's point out that Storm's in her new outfit,
and doesn't do anything. I don't know what she's doing.
Hey,
Maybe she
Storm.
fights the kaiju.
Storm is doing what Storm does, looking good.
She could fight the eternal kaijus that are showing up.
I mean, what's she gonna do?
I can't wait to see. Yeah,
What's
I
she
can't
gonna
wait
do?
to see what they do with Storm.
What's she gonna throw dust at him?
Maybe. You know what? I wouldn't mind if they use this time to bring back what's her name? Xavier's daughter.
Oh, Xandra. Oh yeah,
Yeah. So what if Xandra plays a part in this?
Cyclops
intergalactic war. I'm with it.
Cyclops can't have protocols for this. No nerd could have a protocol for
I don't know, man. Cyclops had a protocol for kaiju, so like, hey, you know what? Like,
and he was snarky, and it's like if you like tell the person to remove you as leader because if you don't know the difference between a sentinel and a kaiju,
right?
He probably should know the existence of Uranos and have maybe made a protocol against him.
Like it's just gonna be called protocol like Thanos. If a Thanos like entity decides to wipe the planet,
yeah, I just don't know what the protocol for the eternal. Like, it's not just kaiju because these are Eternals. These are eternal kaiju. So it's like it's somewhere between kaiju and Galactus showing up.
Yeah, so he definitely has one for Galactus. So he might just mix them.
I would love to see Cyclops' protocols for Galactus.
Actually, he probably would consider it like the progenitors.
Okay, that'd just be really funny to see. Like, oh, Galactus, go to the booklet. I go to subsections.
Yeah. He has like encyclopedia. He's like, okay, let's see, Galactus. Okay. So it says right here, you either get Franklin Richards or the Ultimate Nullifier.
No, he's like, no. Go past that. Go subsection 7. Like, really?
Yeah, subsection 7. You find a giant teleporter and you teleport Squirrel Girl.
Another one. Let's see. How did they call Thor? Huh. All right.
If Thor is ghosting us, most likely, you get Loki. That'll piss him off.
Obtain the Silver Surfer board.
It's fun.
So, if I'm correct, and only 10,000 Iraqis died, and only one of the Great Ring died. Maybe I don't even know that's true. If my theory is correct, not even one died. It seems like there wasn't really any major casualties, and so it brings up to one casualty that might exist is Arakko. Do we think if you take out that main tree, because we know Arakko has organs, if you take out his main tree, when he sprouts up his main tree and you take that out, is that killing his brain?
No, I think it's like I think it's gonna be like for all you anime nerds out there, it's gonna be like the Mori Mori no Mi, and if you just plant a little seed beforehand, like you'll be good.
Probably.
I mean,
it's not because we know it has organs, we know it has stomachs. They speculated it has a butthole at one point.
What?
Or you know what? Maybe like so we know that a Krakoa has it. Like maybe it has tumors that like made for that specific purpose.
Well, we know Krakoa had tumors. That's where Moira was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
And Arakko should be more powerful than Krakoa. I don't
probably
know if she has, and but
Arakko seems like it's a desert, whereas like Krakoa is a forest/jungle.
That's not necessarily.
That's kind of cool though. I don't know if they did it on purpose. Like I wonder if they, because it's called like Mother Earth, and like Mars is kind of seen as Mars is where is where the men are from, but we have we have a woman like Arakko, and we have so we have a female Arakko, and we have a male Krakoa. So that was kind of cool. I don't know if they did that on purpose.
Arakko is
they don't
habitable.
like each other anymore.
We have two Arakkos basically. We have the planet Arakko, and then we have the island. The island is extremely habitable. We had a portion of the island break off and join Krakoa back in X of Swords, and that island was filled with habitation.
It was filled with monsters.
Monsters, but habitation too.
Yeah.
So grass, plants.
I
Yeah,
still
back
Well,
when
so,
they
but
were
yeah,
doing back when they were doing that whole thing about Deadpool being the king of monsters, and they dropped it because they always because like every week Deadpool does something of something.
I still say
that
we need
50-mile radius though could be a Rocco. I don't know how big a Rocco is.
Maybe.
well, Rocco's. I wonder how Rocco paired with the planet. Like, is like
It
I don't
definitely
know.
was seeding the planet, building habitations across the planet. So even if you destroyed the old island, it would probably still live because it's probably seeded itself across the world enough
Yeah,
that
it's deep
even
roots.
destroying
Yeah.
its old mass, it has
Right.
new mass. Speaking of mass, I guess kind of a lame casualty, but 87% of Krakoan knowledge has been
Oh, yeah,
lost.
right.
Yeah.
That's wild. That is it's just like, but so what was your favorite book this week?
My
This
favorite
this
book
week?
Yeah,
this
this
week.
week. This
No,
Hmm.
X-Men Red. Yeah, Immortal X-Men was fine, but X-Men
Yeah,
Red was.
yeah. I say the same. Yeah, I say I like X-Men Red a lot. I just like I said, I call it a. I'm calling a little bit of a cop out because of what happened with Magneto, but like if like just for the issue, like not for the story, just for the issue. For the issue, I'm just like, nah, you gotta explain that shit, dude. Like it should have been in that issue, but like if we get issue 6 and they go like, oh, we had this the whole time, like okay. But for the issue itself, once again, because I'm going back to X-Men Red #3, which is the perfect issue, I'm like, this is the standard. If you can't do this, I'm judging you.
oh, yeah, I'm with Immortal X-Men. Like Exodus just brought kill it like Kieran Gillen came to play. He knows what he's doing with these books. Every issue is different. Uh, and it made me feel some type of way about each character. Um, like I said, Sinister's an asshole. Hope is very entitled. Destiny is useless, essentially.
In this battle, for sure, she's
Yeah,
doing nothing.
yeah. Like
What's
you can't really
Nightcrawler?
trust her. Emma,
Wait, so what's Nightcrawler?
well, we don't know. We don't know his mindset yet.
Okay.
Like we don't like so far. Like Exodus is interesting. Like
Am I wrong though that when Exodus told Hope to take my power, am I wrong in thinking that they're gonna telepathically link every person on on Krakoa to her and she's gonna be empowered by them all? Was that not the default thought in everyone's mind?
no,
Well, you think like she's doing her own mine?
Yeah, the idea
ooh,
that
yeah.
Exodus' powers and we've been learning that Exodus' powers that you're empowered by people's belief. Everyone believes in Hope. So the moment Hope is given Exodus powers, she should be powered up to like semi-god level. And
I
Right.
I still say it. Sync would have been a better member of the council than Hope because that whole Unimind thing, Sync would have just absorbed it and threw it back at him.
no,
He
he
can
wouldn't.
absorb power.
It literally took like that's my point that I brought out earlier. It
Mhm.
wasn't 3 Omega levels. It was 3 Omega levels and something like 10,000 telepaths. Sync is not that powerful. You can't throw the Unimind back. It took 10,000 telepaths.
No, but if Sync, hang on, but if Sync syncs with Exodus and like and Emma, because it's within the vicinity,
Yeah.
and then they all sync, and then they all get the power from the other telepaths, like then he would just be syncing up with that too. So it would be tenfold.
Sure, yeah, they beat off the Unimind, so now they kick it back instead of just
Mhm.
punching it back. They fucking use a baseball bat. Sure, it would have been far more powerful, but my point is that he couldn't have done it himself because the Unimind. That's one point I was also want to bring up is like the Unimind was not at its full strength. Your Icarus was not there. Cersei was not there.
No.
Phastos was
Yeah,
not
well, I
there.
will say that. Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Was not there. The original was not there.
yeah, the Eternals are like they have their own schism, so like they're not
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
at full capacity.
They're not a team. They're a people that has to
It was
kill
basically a
humans.
Unimind. It was a Unimind of the B Squad.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
A
that
B
makes a
team.
lot of sense.
B Squad.
The
the
Eternals
B
B
Eternals.
Squad. The Eternal B Squad.
The B Eternals and the A Eternals.
In fact, we haven't seen Icarus. Icarus should still be in the deviant homeland, I think.
Right.
Oh,
Thanos went down there and fucked shit up, so I don't quite remember how that
actually,
ended.
I'm wondering when Thanos is going to come back and how pissed off is he going to be.
I wonder when Star Fox is going to come. Cause I wonder if Star Fox is an Eternal.
If you want a true like three-way war, like an awesome war, maybe Uranos's plan is to release all of the Eternal prisoners in their like in their Superman space hold prison.
That is interesting.
What a prison in Superman, whatever that's called,
Maybe.
the negative
zone.
Negative zone.
You talking about the Phantom Zone.
Phantom Zone. The Eternals have their own Phantom Zone. And it's where Uranos was originally before he got released to fight the mutants. So maybe he releases them all because that's what Thanos is right now. Thanos is in that zone.
But you know, I think it's kind of funny that the X-Men could have just called Reed Richards like, "Hey, can you get us the ultimate nullifier?" Would have taken out the Eternals.
Probably.
I don't know though, but like freaking Cable claims to be using the most powerful gun ever created up to year something.
You know what? Like Cable, Cap. That's because it didn't work.
It was called the
Omega. I think it said that he fired for like 10 minutes or something. So
and then it just died from overheating.
Yeah. So if the person that you're shooting is just standing there for 10 minutes, that's probably a bad sign.
Damn.
Whenever you use the name Omega, you're powerful. Except Omega Red. That guy's a bitch.
Okay. I think that's it for this week. We only have one book next week. I think Judgment Day 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Judgment Day 2. So
it is canon, so I will be reading it.
Yeah. Hey.
Pretty good. The Judgment Days are going good.
Hey, we're getting some good X-Men books, and this Judgment Day is just starting. We haven't even gotten to like the aftermath of the destruction of Morocco yet. Like, so
that's what I mean. Like Judgment Day seems to be the main comic, and everything else kind of just filling in what Judgment Day did.
Yeah.
So every Judgment Day we're gonna go forward 10 minutes or an hour. And then every other comic will be filling in what happened in that hour.
I would like to see just what X-Men provides for that, but it's kind of like, it kind of sucks that we're getting a new team of X-Men and we're gonna have an event tie-in, like
in the middle. They have a new X-Men team in the middle of basically a national emergency, global emergency,
right?
Species emergency.
And who do the X-Men pick?
Huh?
And the X-Men have to make a decision, man. Who do they pick? The Iraqis or the Krakoans? Yeah.
I mean, the Krakoans are about to clap back. Like, we saw what they did in Immortal X-Men. Like, they can take out the Unimind, but now they just have to take out Thanos' uncle. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to call it. Thanos' uncle. I'm not going to say that word again. But
they made a good point though. Like they brought up that the Eternals have their own resurrection process, and it's a far more efficient process.
Right.
But
it kills humans,
located the Eternal machine creates its own pocket dimensions where it stores itself. So imagine if Krakoa could create its own pocket dimensions and store it itself. So the Eternals have home.
I thought they had like the waiting room and like what the Astro. I forgot what Legion made.
The cathedral.
It's the same thing. I would say the Eternals have the better version though, because the Astral Plane, there are like sharks in it, like there are predators.
Wow, that's what a statement.
Shadow King's on their side now. No, I'm kidding. All right.
But it doesn't seem like there's in a pocket dimension you create there's a predator. Yeah, we can end this now.
Yeah, all right. The AKPC wrapping up. Master Jarl, Sterling Silver on 1407. We connect the dots so you don't have to. We don't use headcanon because we use our minds. Not like that. But we'll see you next week.
Yeah.